Chucky, can you just walk us through toward the end of the game, their delivery with that shot? Obviously, wasn't the most efficient scorer in that game or with the other guys hot. Just like the trust you have in your game and being able to deliver in that moment.
Yeah, I just trust my work, and I know my teammates and my brothers. They trust my work as well too, and they trust me with the ball at the end of the game. They trust that I'm gonna make the right play, and sometimes it's not even shooting the ball. Sometimes it might be the pass, but tonight, he backed up off me, and I felt the space to be able to get the shot off.
As a lead guard, how do you differentiate that moment between since having to get somebody else going versus now I got to finish it?
Right. Playing with teammates like this, it's really easy. When you got two guys who scoring 30, it's easy to get the ball to them, and it's an easy outlet. But then when you also feel the offense, kind of being stagnant, then as a point guard, you gotta feel like you gotta be more aggressive, get downhill more, which I started to do. I missed a couple of layups, but some of those you had to put up. So that Olivia had a big putback for us. So sometimes you just gotta put it up for another guy to go get the offensive rebound and put it right back up too.
Talking about the last time you guys see a film, you today no start. You just speak to the culture you guys have and the group you have.
Man, it's amazing. Honestly, I don't know if I've been a part of anything like this. At the pro level. Rookie year. From the Raptors to the 905. Everybody's just connected, and this whole organization. From the staff to the players, it's amazing, and everybody shows love. Everybody's connected. It's a real family here, and when we step on the court, that chemistry is just there. It started in the summer league. We had a really good summer league, made it to the Final Four, and we just carried it on. That momentum carried on here, and we have a great second unit coming off the bench to provide energy for us. And when you got guys like that who just lock into what we're trying to do, it just dumps the me mentality.
What's up with the crowd today? Maybe a little bit more juice. Or what's going on?
I have my son there. He's 2 months old, and I just can't imagine him being that age and attending things like that. So it's really cool to be able to see all the kids get out, and hopefully we're inspiring them to be able to be in our shoes one day and be professional athletes, college athletes, and it's really cool to see.
Chucky, starting the season, fiscal year, you look at the kind of tonight, starting, you've become one of the key guys. Kind of walk me through your mental process, staying focused, and be like, my time is up.
Absolutely. Time's going to be, it's God's timing. I can't control anything. I can only control what I can control. And, that's playing hard, being ready when my time's called. And, when my time's called, we'll be ready. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was honestly one of the first guys I got close with on the team, other than Elijah Martin. He's just a great guy to be around. Great leader. Just seeing what he does on the floor, it gives me inspiration to go play hard like that. If I know he could do it, I know I could do it, and he's a great example to have in front of me. I learned a lot from him. Learned a lot from Emmanuel Quickly. Garrett Temple, a lot of the older guards that's been around the league for quite some time. So, I just came into the perfect situation, and that's why I wanted to be here. Just being aggressive defensively, disrupting, learning how to draw fouls, when to, there's Emmanuel Quickly and Jamal Shea, they're both shorter guards, so, that you got to be able to get to your spots, as an offensive player, you got to learn how to pick and choose when to guard and when to get up. So it's just a lot of things that I'm taking in and soaking in. That just speaks about this team. It's that we over me mentality. We talked about it in the corner. I thought he was going to shoot it for sure, and then I see him look me in the eye. I said, "Oh yeah, he's about to pass it." So that's when I got ready to shoot it too. So that just speaks. There you go, right there. We were just talking about you. But that just yeah, it's great things. That just speaks about our chemistry, and I love playing with this team.
Talk about coach and how he's got you guys role like this. Just speak to Drew as a coach and as a leader.
Yeah, great guy, great energy guy. He brings the energy, whether it's 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. He's going to bring that same intensity. In film, he's the loudest one in the film room. He's the loudest one in the gym. He's the loudest one in the library. So he's always going to be the loudest guy. You're always going to hear Drew in the room, and that's what you need as a coach. You need a coach to motivate players like us, and that's what gets us going.